Generally speaking, you can attack the far leg or the close leg, depending on where your leg is situated. If I'm making a hip throw, when I'm loading, I want the leg planted directly in the middle and this leg going up to this far side leg. And that will be sort of the traditional Uchimata. If we're doing a kenken or a hopping Uchimata, we want to attack by shifting our center of gravity a little bit towards the backside. So now our planting leg is not directly in the middle, but sort of skewed to the outside. Now I elevate this leg, and now I use this sort of as a position to spiral my left down. So there's like a loading Uchimata and a hopping Uchimata. And those are sort of the two finishes. Different types of entries as well with the leg. Traditionally, it's a 1, 2, 3 Uchimata movement. This is sort of the traditional motion. But you can also do it in a way where it's like a 2-step Uchimata like this. Okay? You can do a 1-step Uchimata where you're angling off from the side and taking a 1 step and then diving in for the leg. Now, this is all in the context of with a gi. Without a gi. Yeah. So, we're going to pretend like we have a gi to kind of work the fundamentals, or even just like the mechanics. Not even pretending, but we're just going to kind of go. This is not what it's going to look like in an actual setting. But we're going to load our opponent first, swing our leg up and over, and as we create elevation, we're going to pull the head down, pull the arm across, and the leg's going to go up and then kick. Right? From here, traditional right over, nice and easy. Kenken Uchimata with underhook might look like this. Our opponent. And of course, I dive over, spear my kick. You want to land on your opponent every single time you draw with somebody. It puts a lot of tax on your opponent's body, hurts the ribs, etc. So that's sort of the traditional Uchimata. You can do it in a lot of different positions. You can do it from an underhook here. You can do it from an overhook. Sometimes they have a single. You can kind of parlay it off of that. You can go deep over the back with the belt if you have a belt on. But right now, that's sort of the basics of Uchimata. We're going to use the inside tile setup to do a very effective no-gi Uchimata. Inside tile for Uchimata, as promised, we covered our inside tile position. Now I'm going to parlay that into Uchimata. However, you want to get on the hook, notice now, we're in a position where I'm right footed and then he's left footed. Right? So lead leg right versus lead leg left. We're going to look for this wrist here, and even if he grabs the wrist, it can be done, but it's a little bit more difficult to get. So you definitely want to use your head and try to pry this off, try to fight for wrist control of your own. It doesn't mean that you cannot, but it's a little bit more difficult because as I attack off of this wrist, if he feels himself getting thrown, he's going to let go, right? And then he's able to bring his shoulders back. So it is much more ideal. If I could fight for this far side wrist first, and then sometimes when you have this wrist, right, you want to use your head and take this off and maybe go into these intermediate positions. And we still do all the techniques that we did off of the pinch headlock position. But right now, from here, I'm going to try to take the hand off, and then I'm going to slide this hand down and then gain that wrist back. From here, we have the underhook. We'll bring this elbow up. We're going to go inside tile from here. And now from this position, we're going to take this leg and we're going to replace this leg sort of feet by bringing this foot close and planting it here. Okay? You're going to bring it close here, and then you're going to load your hip underneath and then swing this leg up and then bring your opponent up onto your hips. So from here, we're going to go inside tile. Weight is on this leg. I'm going to bring this foot together and then throw my hips up into that Uchimata. Some people think like you need to have this very big, wide, 6 o'clock sort of arabesque looking leg mobility. I'm very, very flexible. And although he is supposed to be able to open the hips very high in this manner, I have mobility limitations.
Me too.
A lot of us do. So I tend to bring this hip across and open this hip and bump them in this fashion where my pelvis is open. What do you call it?
Hip compensation, something like that. Where the
Well, it's mostly from the stance like here, being able to open up here. So it's like a horizontal abduction or a little external rotation. Yeah, here from the stance side.
Because I can lift my leg higher this way compared to if my hips are locked down this way. I'm much more limited. So I do cheat a little bit in palm was in his way. And it's totally okay if you're one of those people. Not everyone has great mobility. And it doesn't mean you can't do Uchimata. It'll be very unclear at shows.
But it doesn't affect your ability to kick your partner into the air. It's only like more to the